So I want to talk about the new Conway The Machine album, God Don't Make Mistakes. I just kind of really get a feel for what Conway is doing with this album. So this is my short review. God Don't Make Mistakes. Probably my favorite hip hop release of 2022 so far. The rapping is phenomenal. Conway the Machine, Benny the Butcher, Westside Gun. You know you're gonna get bars, right? You know you're gonna get high quality rapping. What I'm looking for when I go into music from an artist like this is he gonna deliver high caliber, high quality music and rapping? And is it gonna hold up to what he's done in the past? And yeah, maybe is there something that he's gonna add that's gonna make this a little bit different than what I've heard from him in the past? Personally, I love this album. It was great. There's some things that were so-so for me, they were okay. But overall, I think Conway took a more introspective approach in this album. There were moments that he really just kind of opened up, and as a listener, I appreciated that from him. It comes in with this grimy, just street and almost haunting production, and from the jump, you kind of know what you're getting into, right? Like, okay, we're about to get into some street shit. You know, like that's the vibe that it sets immediately. He's got a Beanie Siegel feature on the first track. Beanie comes in with this menacing kind of snaky vibe, and it just meshes so perfectly with what the production is doing and with what the song is doing. And it moves on into Tear Gas, and you get this kind of spooky, haunting production. You feel this throughout the album. The album has this tone. It's street, it's hard, but it's also spooky. It's also creeping on you. The production is fabulous. You've got some great samples. Songs like Guilty has a wonderful sample in it. So Much More, Piano Love being one. Piano Love has a phenomenal beat. Now, as far as the content, coming in, especially on the front half of the album, it is a bit one note. Again, you're getting street shit. Like, they're coming in, yes, you're getting gun talk, you're getting drug talk, you're getting the stuff that you kind of expect. Even from the first track, there's moments where just a little bit Conway's pulling back the curtain and just letting you kind of peek just a little bit. And as the album unfolds, you get a few tracks that dig a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper. You get to a track like Wild Chapters where there's a bit of a concept there that, hey, in my life, I've gone through many different things, and each thing that I've gone through is like another chapter. And it starts to create this story, or not even a story, but it just starts to show that, okay, he's starting to think a little bit about what's going on in his life up to this point, right? And how it's made him who he is today. He's looking at his place in the rap game. He's looking at where he stands relative to his peers, where he stands relative to his opposition, and where he stands relative to where he used to be. He's looking at the events that have led up to his life. So you have songs like Wild Chapters, you have songs like So Much More, which is him talking about how he's more than just what we as an audience see on the surface, or more than what some other person looking at him may see. There's other things going on in his life that make him who he is. He gives us songs like Guilty, which is touching on when he was shot. In these songs, he's talking about his perception of himself. He's talking about, you know, looking in the mirror and seeing his face and knowing what the repercussions of his lifestyle has been. And he's reflecting in some of these tracks, especially on the back end. You have songs like Stress, which is probably my favorite song on the album. The music is beautiful. The hook is actually catchy. Probably the most relatable song on the album. I think everybody can relate to feeling like everybody's wanting something from you. They're wanting more and more and more. And you got your own shit going on, right? You know, people, they think you just got signed for $10 million. They don't understand all of the responsibilities that you're taking on. People are talking about how you did this and did that, or missed this and missed that. And he talks about how he lost a son. And it's these things that he's letting us in on, that he's saying, hey, you know, I'm going through things, and I want you all to know that if you're going through things, you're not alone. We're all stressed. We're all going through things. He talks about alcoholism, which that's a subject that often in rap music, obviously, you know, you hear more about people just drinking until they pass out. Here he's saying, hey, you know, I drink, I do what I have to do to deal with the pain, but this is alcoholism. This is an addiction, and it is an issue. And he even says, you know, how many people are willing to admit that? And it's not many. People don't want to admit that drinking every night, drinking every weekend is an issue. This is a mind-altering substance. And he's confronting that, and he's confronting that within himself as something that he deals with. And I think he just does an excellent job as he goes further in the album, reflecting and letting us see the things that he's reflecting upon. And this all culminates at the end with the title track, where he's taking us through what happened leading up to him getting shot, leading up to him getting his deal. And he's saying, you know, what if I made this decision versus that decision? Or what if I went down this road versus that road? What if I hung out with these people instead of those people? You know, maybe this wouldn't have happened. Maybe that wouldn't have happened. But then I wouldn't be who I am today, and I wouldn't be where I am today. And I think that's an important message. He's saying, rather than regret the things that have happened, good or bad, he's taking them for what they are and understanding that this is what made him who he is right now. And you can't change that necessarily. Who you are right now is who you are right now. So he's grateful for that, and he's grateful to be where he is. He's grateful to be alive. And that's what he's saying. And I think it's a beautiful message. Overall, I think it was a great album. I'm not really a number rating type of person, so I don't think I'm gonna give it like a number rating, but I will say I think it was a great project. Not perfect. You know, again, some of the subject matter was a little bit one note for the most part. The production, although great, can get a little monotone in some areas. The choruses and hooks weren't necessarily catchy or doing anything for me for a lot of the tracks. Some of the tracks they were. And some of the features were maybe not really necessary. I did appreciate the, you know, Benny the Butcher and Westside Gunn feature. I love hearing Westside Gunn especially. He has such a unique voice, and he just comes on and brings a different energy to the group. I love that. But overall, I think it was a great project. One of my favorites, maybe my favorite rap project so far in 2022. And I'm just excited to hear what else that, Conway's gonna give us and what else he's gonna do. They tend to drop quite often. They drop a lot of projects. So I'm expecting more music from him. But I just want this one to kind of sit for a while and just, you know, I may live with it for a little bit more and just keep it in rotation. Really enjoyable. Leave comments below. Let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear, you know, your thoughts on the album. I'd love to hear some thoughts on the direction that you like to see the channel go. So just leave comments below, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah.